Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's late night Vamp Fridays. We gonna get to vamping today. That's right. What is going on? It's your boy Preston, Phat Samurai Guy, back again with another live Q&A. Get to hang out with you awesome movie-loving badasses. That's right. You're all sexy. I can see all of you. That's right. Keep it sexy. Keep it badass. But got a guest tonight. You may know her. I don't know. What's your name?
That's right. Due to my size, I frighten regular folk in the women's public restroom. I am Lady Phatblood. Thank you. I've been working on that for weeks. Thank you. It's true. It's true. For years. For years.
You've been saving up folks. for this exact moment.
For years, folks.
Yes.
For years. True story. Multiple occasions it's happened. Multiple occasions I have frightened many a small women in the ladies' public restroom. Lady Phatblood here. And I'm here all night.
And she's here all night. She's here all week. That's
You're
right.
welcome.
What is going on? What is happening? All you badasses watching Movie Dojo Army. What is up? We got, oh shit, Kyle Wong. Yeah, there you go. What's up, brother? I became a fan of Static X because of Queen of the Damned. All right. Another positive to take from that movie. Yes. Yes. Happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday. Yeah, yes. He's 21 years old now. So now he can
drinking age.
He can get to drinking. That's right.
Very nice.
There you go.
I don't remember that far back personally, but I've heard
it was a long time ago.
I've heard it's an interesting time.
Brandon, what's going on? Tyler, what's cracking? Hey, PhatSamuraiGuy, Phatblood. Movie Dojo.
My
that's right.
Goodness, Tyler.
That's right. That's right. Who cares? We're starting the ruckus, man. Yeah. This was a last-minute movie viewing experience, which led to this last-minute live Q&A. It was either now or never.
Funny story.
Yeah, but we're gonna get to it. Hold on a second. Fluffy. Oh shit! The gamer that be of the fluffy kind. What's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. Todd Johnson. There you go. Dracula 2000 was dope. We go more channel certified badasses, right? That's right. There you go. Members showing up. Kid Whack. Heather in the house. Brian Sanchez. Oh, shit. Todd says, what's going on, Lady Phat? Oh, shit. And good morning to Kidjawak. Yes, he's got the cup of Joe. We have 2 cups of the Joes. Yo, Joe. There you go. Boom. That's right.
Yo, Joe, go Robo.
Cheers. Everybody watching. We're doing a little bit of late night vamping. We're doing a little bit of the caffeine tonight, baby. Gilbert, what's going on? Egg Shin saying cheers. Oh, and it's perfect timing for this live Q&A tonight. Yes.
The decorations are almost out.
Yes. We're actually going to decorate this year.
We are getting the bug.
The best holiday.
Yes.
Period. There is no other holiday. That's right. Hey, so I guess we got enough badasses here. We can start the ruckus. Before I play the awesome, cool intro that I made at the last minute, do you want to tell the story, or do you want to just kick it off with the intro and then we'll tell the story?
I will tell the story because it amuses me.
Okay.
It amuses me.
Yes.
Okay.
Here we go.
So
this is how we have got here.
So did we go see what was it? The Last Voyage of the Demeter? Is that what it's called? What is it called?
No, I was curious about that.
No, did we go see this last weekend? No, we did not.
No.
Did we feel like getting our asses out of the house and going to see a movie in the theater? Hell no. Funny enough, The Flash made its way to Max this last weekend, which we almost watched. We were actually planning on watching.
Yes.
Doing a live reaction.
Yes.
We were in the works. We were getting our gear together. We were like, I think this is what we're going to be doing. And last minute, I got very sick with a migraine, as I do.
Yeah.
And when I get very sick with a migraine, what do I do, folks?
Tradition.
I need to watch bad schlock.
Yes. Yes.
And I was laid out Sunday. I was feeling like trash. I was feeling like garbage. And you had already set your sights on Dracula 2000, which was you had.
I noticed Dracula 2000 and Dracula 2 and 3 were on Max. They just I wasn't searching for them. I just saw them.
You had them. You had your sights set on them.
Yeah, at some point
that they were in our brains. Yes. They were kind of in our brains, and we were kind of gearing towards that.
Yeah.
And then last minute, we were perusing through the Hulu.
Yeah.
To the Lou that is who.
Yes.
And in my sick, foggy, migraine encrusted brain,
yeah,
you saw Queen of the Damned. You were flipping through all of it, and you said Queen of the Damned, and I said,
yeah,
I've never seen Queen of the Damned.
I've never seen it, believe it or not, guys.
Neither of us had seen Queen of the Damned.
Yeah.
And it was like an epiphany, what? And suddenly it was like the dark clouds of my brain had suddenly like, I think this is what my disease-ridden.
We both kind of looked at each other. We were like,
yes.
Should we do it? Should we do it?
It was exactly what the pain ordered.
Yeah.
And we were not disappointed.
Yes, but just to we want to make sure you guys understand that all of these movies are bad. These are all bad movies. That's why it's Schlock. That's why Schlock's in the title. However, depends on if the movie's entertaining. We can enjoy bad movies, right? We can have fun with it. So we're gonna go into it in a minute here. Hold on one second. Here we go. Paulo, what's going on, man? Hey, it's good to see you, man. It's good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate that. Yeah. Do it now. Do it. I have been hearing some fun things about Slaughterhouse. Yes. So slow as fuck. Sloth killing people. Now, it sounds like it's right up our alley. You know, so hopefully we get around to watching it because I want to see it. Okay. But hopefully it's better than Cocaine Bear. And we never got a chance to talk about Cocaine Bear. That'll be for another. No shade at people who like it. We just have issues with it. All right. We got Buck the Gamer in the house. Ain't King. Check the trailer out. No, I'm already sold. People have sent me a few scenes here and there. So there we go. Basket Case. They're right up our alley. We love that movie. That movie's great. Yeah, yes. Really quick. Did you like Superman 3 or Blade Trinity more? Probably Superman 3.
Oh dear.
Probably. Maybe.
I would have to rewatch both of them again and see, because it's been years since I've watched either of them. To be honest.
All right, we got more fans here. All right, so now it is time for our honest and unbiased commentary on all of these films. Let's kick it off, baby. Here we go. Poor Dracula 3. They said, fuck it. And in the trailer, they said, fuck it. It's not going to get its own title in the trailer. We're just going to show the goddamn DVD case. Poor Dracula 3, but we're going to get into it. Spoiler alert. Don't forget, this is going to be spoilers for all these films, but this is a little bit of a spoiler of our review. I said a couple of seconds ago that all of these movies are bad, but we could still enjoy them. There is such a thing called good bad. As long as it's entertaining, as long as we can find moments in there that are entertaining, we can really love a bad movie, a movie that was put together pretty poorly. But I'm going to take that back, because one of these films I legitimately think is actually good. But you will find out a little bit later when we get into it. But it's good to see everybody here tonight. Late night, Vampire Friday night. Oh, I know Heather's happy. I know she's happy. Yeah, we're gonna get into Mr. Butler. Oh shit! All right, I have not seen Attack of the Killer Donuts. This might actually be in the queue on Amazon Prime. I don't know.
My goodness.
All right. So,
my goodness.
Again, this is gonna be interesting, because the last three films I wanted to revisit because I don't remember liking them. But Queen of the Damned I've never seen, and there's a reason for that. I enjoyed Aaliyah's music. I was a fan of Aaliyah, and when she kind of passed away and then the movie came out, I didn't feel right. Plus, all my friends went to go see it, and other people I knew went to go see it, and they all said the movie was trash, and Aaliyah was the only good part in the film. So I remembered that, and the way I felt about it, I just didn't bother. Why waste my time, right? 5 billion years later. What was this, last weekend?
Yes.
Last weekend, I finally said, let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
You're not feeling well. She needs to watch some B-movie schlockness. Let's deep dive into Queen of the Damned. I believe it was a 2002, I believe. All right. And this was so fascinating. This movie was fascinatingly bad, but there were some really good moments in here. Ridiculously entertaining moments, but there were some disappointing moments as well.
It really ended up,
but it's so fascinating. But go ahead.
It really ended up becoming one part enjoying it on its own level of being so bad it's good and entertaining,
right?
And then it ended up, after the fact, going down this rabbit hole of, okay, what was this movie?
Yeah, she did research. She did some research after the film, because it was like we had so many questions.
Yes. Yeah. And come to find out, it was Warner Brothers was sitting on the rights to Interview with the Vampire for years.
Here we go.
They wanted to make the Lestat movie. They were in the works, and then it fell through. And so what they ended up doing was, there were two books. There was the Lestat book, and then there was the Queen of the Damned book. There were two separate damn books. And so what did they do? They took both the books, which were their two huge books in their own rights, and they silly puttied them together.
Yes.
And boy, oh boy, does it flip and show. And when I read that the tiniest of tiniest Wikipedia articles on both of the actual books themselves, you can see where they cherry picked all the little details,
right,
and threw them into this movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I see what you tried to do there. Right. And even right down to the love interest lady that doesn't make any sense in the movie. There was this one character that shows up, and because you have these two characters that are narrating throughout the movie, you got Lestat, and then you got this one chick, and this one chick that's narrating throughout the movie. We kept going, lady, are you gonna do anything in this film?
Yeah.
And
this character right here on the left, right?
Oh no, that's the aunt.
Oh, which character are you talking about? You talking about the love interest?
Her, yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Useless.
Yes.
This Boo.
Yes.
Useless Boo.
Yes.
Oh yeah, this trash character that's trash.
Lady, are you gonna do anything?
Who did nothing in the movie but show up and go boo?
But she was a character in the book,
right?
But I don't know how much of a major player she was, because again, they cherry picked all these things from both of the books and then just tried to amalgamate it into this movie that it didn't work. No, and it was fascinating when you go back and think about exactly what they tried to do, and it's not successful at all, but it's still so entertaining. It's just so wildly entertaining because of how it feels like a 90s movie.
Yes.
But it's early 2000s, but that's how a lot of movies tend to work when you have that threshold. Like like the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film. It feels like a 1980s film because it's gritty and it's dark and it's not. It doesn't feel like it's for kids, but it's 90.
Yeah.
You know, that's how movies tend to feel like.
Yeah.
But
that's why this film feels like a mess at times, especially in the beginning where they go to Boo when she's a little Boo, right? And it's so rushed.
Yeah.
She's part of this vampire family, but her mom didn't want her to be a vampire
or
sent her away or whatever the fuck.
But you
was like blah, 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 like we were like, what the fuck was that scene?
And you come to find out there was a whole big ass backstory with that girl's aunt,
right?
Who had a twin that you couldn't scratch the surface of in the movie at all because it's in the Queen of the Damned book.
The aunt right here in the photo we got going.
Couldn't touch it.
Who showed up at the very end of the movie? We seen her in spots.
Yes.
But at the very end, and then when something happens to her character, and I gave no fucks at all because I'm still asking the question: who are you? Why should we care? Hey, Boo, Boo, who the fuck are you? Scooby Boo.
Yeah.
Where are you? Yeah. Should we give a shit?
Yeah.
No.
And in the books, like in the books, obviously, Lestat, he does wake up in the 80s and become a rock star, but also he's reunited with Louis, and there's like all this stuff that goes on.
Yeah.
None of that happens in the movie, but
his introduction.
Lestat does wake up and become a rock star. In one of the most probably embarrassing things I've ever seen committed to celluloid,
but yet amazing.
But just absolutely, I fell in love with it.
Yeah, this is the introduction. Yes, remember this is Tom Cruise's character from Interview with the Vampire. So keep that in mind as you watch this.
And that's supposed to be, I think, serious.
Oh no, it's not supposed to be common. It's supposed to be badass.
I think
because he hears the band playing up in the building. He hears the band playing up in the building, and then he's a vampire, so he teleports up there, and she's singing, and he starts singing, and then all the bandmates, they all look and they're like in awe.
They're like, "Oh, your voice!"
They're like, "Oh my god,
you sound just like the guy from Korn." And
yeah, because it is Jonathan Davis doing all the music and stuff like that.
Absolutely fascinating.
It's fucking hilarious. I got to play it again. If you're not laughing at that clip right now, you might as well just go. Because that's our sense of humor. If we were sitting next to each other, I probably would have grabbed you with laughter at seeing this. Man. It's fucking hysterical. It's fucking hilarious. I mean, oh my god.
Oh man.
Well, anyway. So that's our introduction to Lestat.
And you know what's really fascinating that I found about the movie was that despite the film being a total like trash fire of just mess and clearly they were taking things that just could not fit together because there was
two books.
There was too much going together. Too many things were butchered. I felt like because they were taking things from the source material that were interesting in their own right.
Yeah.
If they had done it right, there could have been there could have been two interesting films in there.
Yeah.
There were some things that were done somewhat interestingly.
Yeah, pretty good.
The Marius character, he was interesting.
Yeah, was it Vincent Perez?
Vincent Perez, yeah.
Yeah. He was probably the best character in the movie, I would say, by default.
Right.
That's not Aaliyah. Right. He's the best character in the movie. For us, he was the most interesting character.
Trying to show the flashbacks of Lestat kind of losing his humanity.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Interesting. Yeah.
But I can't. It was.
We can't. I mean, when what's his name? Marius. What is it? Marius.
Marius. Yeah.
I'm gonna call him Vincent Perez. When Vincent Perez bites him and turns him, and then he rises up as the Undertaker in 3 seconds, and then goes, "Mwah." We were laughing. We were laughing hysterically. Again, let me remind everyone. But we're getting what we want. We wanted entertaining schlock.
Yes.
We're getting entertaining schlock. It's what we want.
It was exactly what I needed.
Yes.
With the pain, the amount of pain that I was in that day.
Yeah.
That whole flipping day, it was exactly what I needed.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Anthony. Happy birthday, brother. Yeah. Oh, shit. All the way from Germany. Represent. What's up, Nathan? How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. We're talking schlock vampire movies tonight. But anyway, yeah, but like you said, there were some interesting things in here. There was I was actually, oh, well, that's solid, you know. But you know, once he gets turned, Lestat gets turned. He finds this secret lair in another hilarious fashion. He's loves playing the fiddle.
He's playing the fiddle.
Yeah.
He's playing the violin, and he just happens to go whoop.
Yeah.
I guess his bow is made of butter.
Yes.
And it just flings out of his hand.
Yes.
And then it just
goes behind this desk. He moves the desk.
And just happens to find this secret entrance to where
there's
the Queen of the Damned.
There's a seal on the ground. He opens the seal.
Yeah.
And he goes down there.
To where the Queen of the Damned and the King is being kept underground. Yes. Marius doesn't bother telling him, hey, you know, I keep these two beings down there. Don't go down there.
Well, there's a reason why he didn't tell him. He didn't want anybody to know.
Yes.
But we get some fiddler on the roof. If I were a rich man, right? And then while he's fiddling on the roof, what is the name of Aaliyah's character in
hang on.
The Queen of the Damned. The Queen of the Damned starts gushing. Because
you want to say it that way?
Yes. Akasha starts gushing with love.
Ooh. Somehow that's even worse.
And at some point she comes out from being a statue or whatever the fuck, and then she ends up draining and killing her husband because her story. Going to talk about her story. Really.
Well, first it's
drain the planet.
First it's she kind of comes alive and she has Lestat drink from her. Right. And they share this moment of where he kind of gets this sense of who she is.
Right.
And they get a sense of who each other is.
She's chaos.
And then Marius explains, bro, stay the hell away from her.
Yeah.
This chick, when she was alive, she almost ended the planet because she just has no respect for life. She doesn't care.
No.
The king almost did the same thing, but he grew tired of it. And so he just, he turned to stone. They both turned to stone.
Right.
And that's where they're at right now. And so once Lestat wakes up later, through the audacity of his music, because he basically when Lestat wakes up and he becomes this rock star, he tells the world, hey, vampires exist and vampires, we're everywhere. And because everybody believes him. And so all these other vampires, they're getting pissed off. But I guess that kind of like intrigues Akasha. And she's just like, I like this. I like that everybody knows about us. Now in the book, the original plot was she had plans. She didn't plan to just destroy all of humanity. She planned to enslave a certain amount of people. And if anybody wasn't going to follow her plan, she'd kill them. But here, she doesn't give a shit. She's going to kill everybody.
Right.
And so she wakes up, she kills the king. She's going to make Lestat her new king. And so...
Yeah. Well... Yeah, well, we're going to get to it here. But let's go back to Vampire Daniel Radcliffe. So Vampire Daniel Radcliffe, who
somehow looks like not Daniel Radcliffe, but looks like Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart together.
Yes. Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart together. That is hilarious. I actually thought this plot was stupid. If this was in the book, maybe it was explained better. But who gives a fuck if some random guy goes on the screen, some rock celebrity, and says, hey, I'm a vampire. Vampires exist in the world. If I was a vampire and I was walking down the street and I looked up and I saw that, I'd be like, look at that asshole. Hey, let's go get something to eat. Right? Who the fuck is going to believe The whole world. Oh, we got us vamps. We got to get together to stop Vampire Radcliffe here. All right, Robert Stewart. We got to stop Robert Stewart. Okay, because everyone's going to think vampires are real. I thought that again, if this was a lot more better explained and fleshed out, but in the movie, everything is like that. So I thought this was dumb. Like, why would the other vamps get mad about this? Now, I changed my tune on that a little bit because once we get to the concert sequence, which is one of the greatest scenes in movie history, and is personally my favorite scene in this movie, that's a little borderline because he starts to show his powers a little bit. Now you're fucked up. Now I can see why other vamps and clans and covens are like, or whatever the fuck, are like, all right, we gotta get this dude out of here. Because when he's publicly flying around and shit, that's different. But at first I was like, dude, shut the fuck up, man. No one's gonna buy this, right? But yeah, let's get to the best visually, the best character in the film. Aaliyah finally shows up. I thought she was about to do a dance number here, and I was like, okay, let's see what she does. So she walks into this vampire club, and I think around this time I was just kind of getting bored. I was kind of like, some parts were entertaining, but I was kind of tuning out until
because some things were just kind of like inexplicable. Like we kept going back and forth between Lestat and his zany antics and lady, are you gonna do anything?
Right.
And then all of a sudden, oh, Aaliyah's in a club.
Yeah.
Aaliyah's in the bar and she just shows up. Oh, there's Aaliyah.
There's Akasha. Yeah.
There's the queen of the
I was laughing at that because she just walked in.
Right.
But she walks in this vamp club, and then the other vamps try to fuck with her. And for a second there, I thought she was gonna, start doing like a dance number or something.
And didn't they threaten Lestat? Because they were pissed off at Lestat.
I think so.
And that's what pissed. That was like, oh, you're gonna kill Lestat, are you? And
so
then
they didn't believe who she was anyway. They were like, yeah, sure, whatever. Then they try to attack her, right? And she fucks them up. I mean, ripping out the hearts and eating it, having a snack. And I said, that's right. Akasha, you have your snack. Right? And then she's so powerful, so she barely had to lift a finger, and she was lighting vamps up. She was burning vamps. She just looks at them and just does like that. Barbecue. Talk to the hand. Boom. Talk to the hand. Bad Terminator 3 reference. But yeah, I was like, holy shit. She roasts the whole club, and then like a badass pimp, walks out of the club. Look at this shit. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Walks out of the club unscathed from the fire. And I'm sitting over here and I looked at you and I was like, that was actually fucking cool. Despite our complaints in the film, that was actually kind of cool, man. So, but yeah, there you go. He likes your shirt there. I think he's like, sure. Thank you. But yeah, that was actually dope. More Aaliyah and less Boo, the worst fucking horrible character everywhere. And like the group she was with wasn't really explained or fleshed out. Were they vamp hunters? Were they watchers? What were they? That was just, I mean, everything was just thrown in there. And at first you think she was just really fascinated, but then she just wanted to be a fucking vamp. Don't try to fool nobody. All right. I'm curious of what it is to be no, you wanted to be a goddamn vamp. Now, even though I wasn't really a fan of Robert Stewart, the character, his character right around this, when she was booing, I actually enjoyed what his character did because he was like, hold on. You're seeing the good thing, the positives.
You're seeing the sexy vampire and the
powerful, immortal.
Yeah.
You're seeing all that shit. Let's take a walk. So he walks into a park, and then fucking just kills. Was it a couple or was it a lady? I think.
Well, he comes across some vampires that are about to feed on this lady.
Yeah,
and she thinks he's gonna stop them.
Right.
And then he's like, "No, And he just starts feeding on him.
Just walks over there, starts doing some blood sucking right in front, and just kills that lady right in front of Boo. And he's like, there you go. All right, can you live with that? Can you live with that shit? And then just walked off. I was like, all right, Lestat. All right. I like that. I like that. Because before that happened, they were setting it up that they were going to fall in love in 5 seconds. I was like, Jesus Christ. Can we stop with this bullshit? And please, for the love of God, go back to this. I'm never gonna get tired of playing that. I'm sorry. Anyway, so a lot of shit and shenanigans goes down, but let's get to the best part of the film, because unfortunately the finale was disappointing. The finale was a little bit of a letdown. The finale even felt rushed. The finale felt like, which we're going to get to another movie about the finale feeling rushed. It was just like, we got to end it. Let's just, have some vamps fly at her. She does this. Why is she not burning them? I guess because some of her essence this is her weakness. When she's getting sucked on and her essence is coming out, she's temporarily weak. She's not all fully powerful. So they end up getting on top of her and feeding her, and Lestat goes for the kill, whatever. And the aunt ends up sacrificing herself for the greater good. So disappointing climax, very not entertaining at all. Especially after the club sequence. I'm like, dude, after this, I can't wait to see the final throwdown. But it was very disappointing. However, I don't have any clips or anything, unfortunately. But we get to the big concert scene. And the reason why I was like, this is hilarious. And I can't believe, I think, was this around the time where I said, I can't believe I'm enjoying this?
Probably.
I said to her, I was like, I can't believe I'm enjoying this movie. I can't believe I'm enjoying this movie. So a big concert, Jonathan Davis is, lip syncing for Robert Stewart. And then all of the head vamps that weren't even introduced. You have like 15 characters just show up. They're just standing in the audience looking at him.
Yeah.
And they weren't even introduced. So I guess you just have to assume they're just head vampires from their clan. Come to fuck shit up. But no, we ain't got time for that. MTV audience. Yeah. Right. So, they show up and they're like, we got to kill this thing. Now, what was their main complaint? The vamps' beef with Robert Stewart was he was in public telling everybody, hey, I'm a vamp. I got some powers. Buy my Count Chocula cereal. And there's other vamps out there. So they were pissed. Just keep that in mind. They were pissed about that shit. So what makes this one of the most hilarious and entertaining sequences ever, they all blatantly attack him on stage in front of a massive crowd of hundreds of thousands of people, and the concert being broadcasted everywhere. They publicly go up there, vamp style, with powers, flying around with the really bad CGI shadow effect in front of everyone. And I'm like, wait a minute. What was the point of your beef, Vampire Coven? What was the point? Yeah. So we have this hilarious, he's singing his song, and they just said, fuck it. They just blatantly jump up there and try to kill Lestat. And I could not help but laugh hysterically, but at the same time enjoy myself, because what? The best male character in the movie, Vincent Perez, jumps up on stage, and we got back-to-back double dragon vamp shit. They start tag teaming, and that's when I think I turned to you, and I was like, okay, I think I'm enjoying myself. I can't believe I'm enjoying myself right now. I can't believe I'm having fun. This is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Vamp fight in front of everyone, and then it ends with Akasha, coming out. A big explosion happens. Is this the best movie ever? Big explosion happens, and Akasha comes out. She just raises up, just comes out of the stand at the end of the fight, and then slams Lestat, and then they go off to go fuck. And I was like, wow, that was amazing. That was some of the most amazing schlock I've ever seen. And that's why, again, disappointed by the finale when you have scenes like that. Yeah. So, yeah, that's still the best part in the movie, and that's my favorite part, despite anything Aaliyah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fucking Boo gets her fucking wish. Fucking Boo. That did nothing the whole fucking movie but Boo. And then at the end, she gets bit and she becomes a vampire. She didn't deserve that shit, man. And then her and Robert Stewart walk off in the sun, not in the sunset, they'd be dead, but walk off in the nighttime, all badass. We're badass vamps. Fuck you, Queen of the Damned. Get the fuck out of here, man. I was on your side, Queen of the motherfucking Damned. You had me. But that ending was bad. Well, that ending was fucking horrible.
Considering we would still do,
but I still enjoyed myself.
We would still do a cheap Blu-ray purchase. This movie still has us.
Yeah,
so even though, despite the not so great ending, and despite dips and ebbs and flows, this movie still had us. So.
Well, they came up with we still enjoyed it, even though it was terrible. But yeah, they came up with some bullshit. There was something in the water that the audience was drinking that night. Remember? That was on the news. They were seeing people fly around. There must have been something in the water. Yeah, that was, again, lazy writing. Lazy writing. What's up, Frank? How you doing, brother? But yeah, overall, this movie's trash. It's wasted Akasha.
The best trash.
It's the best trash. It's entertaining trash. All right. Next up, the movie I hated. I saw this in theater. In the year 2000, I saw this in theater. My buddy, big Star Trek fan, his girl, Jerry Ryan, you see her on the left there, next to second female useless character that sucks, next to Sherlock.
She sucked someone to get this role.
Hey-o! Anyway, and you got my
I've got jokes, folks.
You got my homie Omar Epps on the right there. But yeah, he wanted to go see it, and I was like, yeah. And at the time, I didn't know who Gerard Butler was. So I hated this movie. I was like, this movie's fucking horrible.
This is one of his
Keep in mind, I'm like Blade, John Carpenter's Vampires. You got to remember, that's still in my head when I'm going in to see Dracula 2000. All right. Not to be confused with the greatest movie of all time, Dracula 3000. Rest in power, Coolio. Yeah, I said it. Coolio. Coolio's a vampire in space. Coolio is a vampire in space.
And tiny, too.
And tiny. Yeah, rest in power. In space. Vampires. Anyway, so yeah, I didn't like it. So I've only seen it the one time in the theater 23 years ago. God damn.
We are so fucking old.
Stop it. It's not the theme of the night. The theme of the night is vampire schlock. So anyway.
We're still old.
Anyway. So I've always, for some reason, wanted to revisit Dracula 2000. And even the sequels. I mean, I could say that now. Me and my buddy rented Dracula 2 and 3 when they came out in video. And I didn't like Dracula 2 at all. And Dracula 3, I liked a little bit more, but I didn't love it. So I was like, I'm going to revisit Dracula 2000. I'm going to revisit all 3. So we sat down. We said, let's continue. Fuck the Flash.
No.
Fuck the Flash. We're going to continue this bad vampire movie schlock here.
Keep in mind, my migraines.
She's never seen it. She's never seen it.
My migraines go for days. Actually, I had seen bits of Dracula 2000 on edited cable.
Ooh,
edited
fun.
Cable.
What fun!
But I had never seen it all the way through, so I was aware of some of it, but I had never seen it contextually from beginning, middle to end.
Okay.
All the way through. So I was aware of a lot of it, but to be able to see it from start to finish, for it to all make sense. And to be like, oh, okay, got it. All right, cool.
Right.
Migraine or not.
Yeah.
Being able to see the trilogy.
Yeah.
even though I was again Schlock pain.
Yes.
That's just how I do things. It's just the way.
Sometimes that backfires.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it backfires.
Fortunately.
Yes.
We went 4 for 4.
Yeah.
I can't believe how this just balanced out. It just worked.
Yeah.
It just managed to work.
Yeah. So Dracula 2000, man. I again watching this. I think I said the same thing for all 3 movies.
Hello, John. I'm reading the comments.
Yeah.
Hello, John.
For all 3 movies, I think I said the same shit. I was like, at some point, I said to her, I was like, I can't believe I'm enjoying this. I can't believe I'm enjoying this. This is weird.
And again, you said it earlier. Yeah. We are not saying that any of these movies are great.
Yes.
And especially this trilogy. Yeah. And the funny thing about this trilogy is that the Dracula trilogy is directed by the guy that did the My Bloody Valentine remake. And that Nicolas Cage movie,
Drive Angry.
Yes.
Which is some more good schlock.
We really enjoyed.
Yeah.
And I think he is probably responsible for a lot of the charm that these movies for some reason haven't. I cannot explain to you when I say charm. I can't explain to you why there's a charm to them.
Right.
Because the continuity is for shit when it comes to we'll get to it.
Trilogy.
We'll get to it.
Yeah.
And especially it's egregious when it comes to between 1 and 2. 2 and 3, pretty solid. 2 and 3, the continuity, with the exception of one thing.
Yeah.
The continuity is pretty solid. But between 1 and 2, something went wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's just
go into Dracula 2000. So right off the bat, rewatching this movie, Gerard Butler fucking killed it. He fucking killed it. There were I guarantee you there were a lot of wet seats in those theaters.
What did I call it? A tsunami of punani. Sorry. Was I not supposed to say that?
You guys just heard Lady Phatblood say that. I hope you're happy. I hope that made your night. That actually came out of Lady Phatblood's mouth.
Was I not supposed to say that?
This is why you guys are here.
This is why you
guys are here to have fun.
It's after midnight. The kids are asleep.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. This channel's not for children anyway.
Come on.
Yeah. Anyway.
This was one of his earliest roles.
Yeah.
He's
great. He's great as Dracula. He's great.
He's like in his early 30s.
Yeah.
And goddamn, did he do the whole I'm longing. I'm working against not that. I'm not gonna say that. That's just me.
Yeah.
I am working with the best I've got.
Right.
I am Dracula.
Yes.
I am doing the whole schlock where I am crossing oceans of time.
Yeah.
I'm doing the thing.
Yes. If you guys want your Dracula to be dangerous but yet handsome and seductive at the same time,
which
you will love Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
If that's how you like your Draculas.
Yeah.
But before that, we get some fun here. Look at this. We snatch, woohoo, and some Kool-Aid. There you go. Put that Kool-Aid over there. Yeah. Ooh, Bob Ross. Add a little red right there. Let's get a little Bob Ross.
Get a happy little blood spatter there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, happy little blood spatter. Happy little accidents. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have our team of people that don't last too long. Some of them actually last because they become vamps later. Omar Epps and his team. Some of them become vamps. Well, actually, they all become vamps. But tell a little bit about the story. I don't have any screenshots here leading up to the airplane ruckus.
So the edited theatrical version is you get these really quick shots of the Demeter, the people getting the aftermath of the butchering of the Demeter.
Yeah.
You get Dracula kind of briefly walking the streets of old London, Victorian London. And then all of a sudden you're shot to modern day England, which was it was a whiplash, which I was like, that didn't feel right. Come to find out it wasn't right. But anyway, we're not going to
have a good one, Newton. Have a good one, brother. Good to see you, man.
Well, I'll talk about that in a minute. And then you're introduced to Christopher Plummer and
Edelweiss,
Johnny Lee Miller, whom I've been enjoying in Elementary. I've been watching that show recently.
Yes.
Don't come at me. And you find out that Plumber is a Van Helsing
descendant. Yes. I mean, well, it's all spoilers. Okay. Who cares? Just go. Yeah.
So, well, you don't find out right away, but anyway. Right. And he's acquiring these weapons from, the past, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Miller is this character who's kind of like, he kind of sees him as like a surrogate father.
Right.
You've got this secretary, whatever.
Right.
Like an assistant.
What?
Look
at that.
What's that?
Elementary school. Oh, look at that.
I enjoy it.
Yes.
I would love to talk about Sherlock Holmes one day.
Yeah, one day.
A lot of iterations.
8-hour stream.
Anyway, but
he's Van Helsing.
Yeah.
He captured Butt. he threw Butt in the casket, locked him up with some traps.
Find that out until later.
Right.
But okay,
in the midst of the capture,
right, at the very beginning, you've got this break-in at Van Helsing's residence.
Right.
And you find out that the assistant is in on it.
Yes.
And a couple of people die in the process of busting out this casket that, of course, Dracula's in it.
Look at that.
What's that?
Lee Miller is my favorite Sherlock.
Really?
Look at that.
Interesting.
All right.
Very interesting take on
that.
And so some of them die, but then some of them get brought back as vampires.
Right.
And all of that. So he's got some minions.
Yes.
Doing his bidding.
Yes. And in all these Dracula sequels, when you become a vampire, you become extremely goofy.
You become you chew the scenery, like your fangs become scenery chewers. I mean, it's every last one of them are just absolutely ridiculous in the most fun way.
Yeah.
So you got the former assistant. She becomes one of the brides,
right?
And you're eventually introduced to this girl.
Yeah, well, they're the ones that bring Dracula back.
Yeah,
we forgot to mention.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Okay.
They're the ones that stole the coffin and
right.
they resurrect him. I guess.
We had a fun sequence on the airplane.
Right.
Yeah.
So in the midst of all of this going on, we're introduced to this lady. I have to say she's kind of plain looking compared to the other ladies. Okay. You've got Jerry Ryan in this movie, and I'm going to go off on a little tangent. I think Jerry Ryan is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's also a fan of 7 of 9.
I'm sorry. I had such a crush on Jerry Ryan on Voyager, on Star Trek Voyager. I thought she was absolutely gorgeous. And what was that?
Nothing.
No, I thought she was absolutely gorgeous, and she's in this movie. And you've got this. And I'm not saying that this star, that the female star that's opposite of Dracula in this movie, I'm not saying she's ugly. I'm just saying that when you got Jerry Ryan,
yeah,
and then you got this other lady, Jerry Ryan's character at one point when she gets turned into a bride gives this lady a look, and before she even said anything, Jerry Ryan gives her this look like, you're the one Dracula's after. And as soon as she opens her mouth, she's like, you're the one Dracula's going after. I'm like, you said it, girl.
You nailed it.
You fucking said it. Absolutely. You said it.
What bothered me about Boo number 2, because that's what she is. It's not necessarily the looks. It's the character. The character of Boo is just nothing.
So
she's the chosen one, and
all
she's
right.
the key to everything.
So the whole thing, and I don't
like maybe
again, I feel like this is one of those self-insert things that writers that oh god, this is gonna sound so goddamn bad. Okay, you know how
we don't have to go there.
You know how a lot of romance novels are written,
right?
That are like self-inserts. Does that make sense?
Okay.
You know how where you write it to where you make
whoever reads it could put themselves in that situation.
Yeah, so that it's like, oh, I could be that girl that the super hot guy wants. You know, that sort of thing. Again, I'm not saying she's ugly. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying she's ugly, but she's not like, whoa, whoa. Jesus, did I just do that? Oh my God. Okay. I'm just digging the hole deeper here.
I hope you guys are enjoying this. But yeah,
I just got off work. I'm tired.
It's
the
all
coffee's
right.
not working.
Come on.
No, okay.
Yeah.
So
we got a lot of movies to talk about. So
what
go.
I'm saying is like I feel like that's what she is. You've got Gerard Butler, like 30-year-old, absolutely gorgeous, giving her like the ultimate bedroom eyes.
Right.
And she's just kind of like the whole thing about her is that she's Van Helsing's daughter. Okay.
Right.
This is the actual Abraham Van Helsing. This is the actual like old Victorian. He went toe-to-toe with Dracula back in the day.
Yeah.
He actually captured Dracula.
He captured the blood.
But during the chaos, when they went to impale Dracula, it went through Dracula and into Van Helsing,
right.
which got the blood, Dracula's blood into him.
Yes.
Well, frickin' Van Helsing, he went and had a baby with some chick in modern day.
Right.
And didn't realize what he was doing and transferred Dracula's blood that was still in him into the kid.
Right.
Okay. So basically he's this lady, this plain Jane, has Dracula's blood in her. And so that like kind of like also aside from the happenstance of these criminals waking up Dracula, this is where I kind of think that I don't know if this was in the original script. It's like you've got kind of like two wielding like competing scripts going against each other. I don't know. It's like you had two different ideas and they kind of try to make them go together. And again, this is where I think that this is where I kind of feel like the next two movies don't entirely mix together. I'll kind of explain it later.
But she's for some reason
because she's got Dracula's blood in her,
right?
Which he was going to wake up anyway because the criminals woke him up. But they make it seem like, oh, I woke up because of you. It's like, no, you woke up because the criminals woke you up.
Right.
But he makes it sound like, oh, I've been waiting my whole life to find a creature that was born and not turned. But then you come to find out, no, he was Judas. And
which was interesting.
That was fun.
That was actually pretty interesting.
And that carries over into
he
the
was
next
Judas
few
that betrayed Jesus and stuff.
Yeah, that was interesting. That whole interesting.
And that's why he has beef because he went to hang himself like Judas did.
Yeah.
But he was not he was denied death.
Yeah, all of that turn of mythology
was actually really interesting.
Really interesting because it was like a total different take on the vampirism mythology.
Right.
That was fine.
Right.
But adding that whole love interest, it kind of seemed a little out of place.
Well, it also felt out of place because it was like it literally came down to I didn't turn you, but you have my blood in you, so you're the chosen one. You're the key to everything.
But it literally
and
turned
it was just
into,
like
I've been searching my whole existence for somebody who was born.
Maybe
and not
something
turned.
was rewritten.
That's what I'm saying. That's where it feels like it was a little was shoehorned in. So that's why I'm kind of wondering if this was originally part of.
Well, back to the Butler hotness. This movie has hotness for everyone. Except for where it counts. But anyway. anyway. Hey, if I can admit I'm ugly as fuck, then I can say what I want. Anyway. Oh, you hit me right in the fucking face.
That was rude. That was terrible.
Don't hit me in the goddamn face.
That was terrible.
Shit.
I mean to hit you in the face.
Anyway, there you go. This is what you guys get when you come late at night. Anyway, just to show how hot Butler is as Dracula, basically, his essence even turns women on. Look at this. He doesn't even know. He's not even really there. She just, Boo number 2 keeps seeing him throughout the whole movie. And even his essence turns women on. He's not even there. He doesn't even have to be there. But one of my favorites, though, is how he basically well, I'm glad you all enjoyed that because it's live and it's on the internet forever, baby. So anyway, basically, this was fucking cool, man. Talk about this scene.
So Jerry Ryan, who was criminally underused in this movie.
We're gonna get to that too later.
Yeah, so she's a news reporter.
Yeah,
and she's they take the whole mythos with the vampires not being able to be seen in the mirror, and they kind of take it, and then they also utilize that to where they can't be seen on electronic devices. So if you're recording them, you can't see them on camera.
Yeah.
And so she's in the swampland, I guess.
Yeah.
And
trying to get a story.
So she's being recorded by her cameraman. And she keeps going take after take after take, and she keeps messing up. So,
John, so what?
What?
Everyone has the hots for Butler. But yeah, this scene was dope when he showed up like that. That was fucking cool, man.
So she all of a sudden starts to get like this line on her. The cameraman just sees her kind of like freak out.
Yeah.
And she gets this cut on her neck, and then he like takes the camera away from his face, and then all of a sudden he sees Dracula, and he's like slicing open her neck with the.
It was cool.
Yeah.
But she becomes a bride, and then she becomes wasted later. But let's keep it going. But I was surprised that there was basically there you go, Heather. That's right. I was surprised that I don't remember the movie having a lot of action. But when I rewatched this, there's actually some solid action here and there. I love Van Helsing's gun. It was fucking cool, man. With the big long, what was it? What were those things? Not darts. They were I forgot. They were like stakes.
Yeah.
But the design of the gun was really fucking cool. And we got some little action here and there, because some of the guys earlier, became vamps for Drac, and so we had some little bit of action here and there. So I was actually surprised. We have a scene where Omar Epps has fun chewing the scenery. Right, like I said, these 3 Dracula movies, if you become a vampire, you become goofy. But he gets decapitated. Nice little scene there. I was like, all right, yeah, I was digging it. We had an interesting, fun sex scene between these two. Was giving the Frank Langella sex sequence in his Dracula movie a run for its money there. But here's where the movie, as much as I was enjoying it, I really felt like, especially if you guys watch this movie again, the third act to the finale felt so rushed. Everything happens at the same location. You have the brides here. Well, first, he picks up Boo and he turns her, whatever the fuck, blah, 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 blah. They're in love. She's the chosen one. She's the key to everything. Then we have, what's his name? Lee? I forgot his character's name.
Oh, yeah.
He shows up, but he gets captured. Now, this scene right here, I was like, oh, man, this is going to be fucking cool. Because we had a little bit of wire foo action where them coming down from the top balcony. Then we had this little crazy little, sped up, cranked up the camera a little bit. They're moving around all fast. They're getting close to him. And I was like, oh, we're going to have another like action sequence or something. But if you watch closely, as soon as they get close, as soon as they get all up on him, he just stabs Jerry Ryan and she's dead and she's gone like that. And I was like, you don't kill the hottest one first. It was so bad. It wasn't even a fight or a confrontation with the brides before killing Jerry. Like, we had this big entrance to just and then she's dead. And then the other two just capture Lee and they take him to the same location, which the rest of the movie just ends right there. And it really felt like we're running out of time. Let's go. We got to end it. We got to end it. Yeah. And it's really, really unfortunate. But you are my one true Boo number 2. Yeah. So everything just ends here. And, he entices Boo to kill Lee's character, Boo number 2. And of course it was all a ruse. And then she's a brand new vamp, but yet she's strong enough to take out the Lord of Darkness here, and he ends up being he ended up being hung again and burnt to death.
They tried to do this kind of artsy fartsy thing where he was like hanging from a Jesus, like a Jesus light fixture.
Yeah,
and they tried to do this whole, well, have you tried asking for his forgiveness again? And like, oh, he hangs again, and that's it was kind of yeah. And so he hangs again, and he's like, he gets set on fire again.
Right.
And then
and they kind of had his Dracula character redeem himself.
He releases her. She falls, and she's still a vampire, but she
doesn't die.
He releases her from the vampirism.
It's so lame. It's really lame.
So the very, very end of the movie is, she's got his body and his remains because he can't die.
Right.
And she's the new Van Helsing guarding over his remains.
It was so rushed. It was like literal flashes of screen shots.
Yeah.
She looks at the camera. Credits.
Yeah.
It was like, you could tell this felt like, all right, you got it. All right, she's not really evil. It was all the ruse. She takes out the head Drac, and that's a wrap. It's unfortunate. If I ever got a chance to interview the director one day in the future, I'd be honest. I'd ask him, like, did it, was there an issue behind the scenes where we just had to just wrap it up? So, but overall, again,
yeah,
I remember 23 years ago, guys, younger, thinner samurai, okay, hated this movie. I saw this movie in the theater. I fucking hated it. And now I can't believe I'm saying this again. I actually enjoyed myself. This was entertaining. I'm stunned. Who am I? I don't have my Jackie Chan clip in here of who am I? I don't have that anymore. But now we are going straight to video town. It is straight to video, low budget town now. So we're getting ready to drop into Dracula 2 Ascension, which is weird because there was no ascending in this movie. Not that I know of.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the titles don't really, even the third one's, I don't know about that.
I guess by the end, but we'll get to that.
So this is where
we both looked at each other like, this is the same director who wrote the first movie, right? What happened now?
This is where I get the feeling the writing for the first movie probably was like one thing, and then to make it a theatrical release, they changed it a lot. Because 2 and 3 feel like they completely belong together, whereas there are parts of 1 that made it into 2 and
very little,
subsequently 3. So everything that happened at the end of 1, where his remains are being kept by Van Helsing,
right?
Nope.
No. He's just brought in. He's just some random burnt, flamed up charcoal jerky victim here. And he's just brought in.
And he's blonde now.
Oh, he's Billy Idol Dracula now.
Right.
That's what we got going on in this one. And they came up with some bootleg excuse, didn't they? Like they can change their appearance or something like that. They came up with some bootleg.
He changed his face with each regeneration now, or something like that. Even though when he was Judas, he looked like Butler,
he looked like Butler.
And when he was in Victorian England and flashbacks, he looked like Butler.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of hokey writing to kind of like excuse it.
Yeah. But the Van Helsing's characters the daughters never mentioned, Lee's characters never mentioned. And again, we just find this guy out on the street. He was burning, so we brought him in here. And we were like, what? So anyway.
Right.
They get a call. The guy she's with gets a call from a certain someone, say, hey, I got a lot of money, I need that body. And so they find out there's something special about the body, because once they cut the body open, they realize, they were like, something is not right here. Do we actually have a vampire here? They even check for fangs. They see everything. They're like, something is crazy. So before we complete this deal to get paid, let's test this. Let's test this theory out to see if it's really a vamp corpse or whatnot. And so they sneak the body out.
We're missing a very key component player here. Mr. Craig
the great
Sheffer.
The great Craig Sheffer
is also a star in this movie.
Yes.
When I saw Craig Sheffer,
you were happy.
I was very, very happy.
Because you got a good shot of getting some good schlock.
Yes.
Yes.
Because Craig Sheffer is at home. In Schlock.
Oh yeah.
So
he's a professor, right?
Yes, and he's got
he's wheelchair bound. He's got a
progressive disease that just keeps degenerating his body.
Right.
and so the redhead in the movie is his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And when she's doing the autopsy, she finds the fangs, and
the innards are all weird.
Yeah,
and shit. Yeah,
and the fang damages her finger, and throughout the movie she keeps checking her finger, and she notices that her veins are getting infected with whatever the hell.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up, because I forgot about that part there.
Right.
Which is important, which leads to later.
Right. And what is his name? Jason London?
Yes.
His character.
Yes. Diet Brendan Fraser.
Right.
Yeah.
His character is in the second and the third film.
Yeah.
And
which I ended up liking his character a lot more.
Jason, what's his name?
No, it wasn't Jason.
Oh, it is Jason.
Yeah, okay. You're right.
I was confusing.
I ended up liking his character a lot more in the third film.
Yeah. But his character, even though he's randomly in anyway, he has a character shift in the third movie. But anyway, he's part of the shenanigans in the second movie.
Yeah.
So they take the corpse to what is it? It's like an abandoned house.
Yeah, I think so.
And
with a big, huge. I don't know what it was actually.
It seems like
they had this huge pool.
It seemed like it was a pool.
Emptied out.
It seemed like an empty pool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
a ridiculously rich person's house. There you go. That's abandoned. Kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they start doing.
They start doing experiments on it. They pour the blood in the tub. They put the body in there. Of course, everything goes horribly wrong. But what's hilarious is the blonde student. We couldn't stop laughing because she gets bit. Dracula comes out of the tub. He bites her and throws her out of the window. And then later, this is why we were like, okay, this is some good schlock here. Throws her out of the window. Later, they're like, oh my God, we got to call the cops. We're going to tell the cops. We can't tell the cops. Look, well, hey, we have a vampire up there. A vampire killed her. They're not going to believe us, right? And so they end up temporarily having to, we got to finish our experiments and get paid. And they just temporarily buried her body. Well, the next day, she's a vamp now. She magically appears in the same room to attack. So there was some police there. There were some cops and to attack Jason Scott Lee's character. But Jason Scott Lee kills her and throws her out the same goddamn window. Same window. It's hysterical. It's funny. I don't know if it was meant to be funny, but we were laughing our asses off. But yeah, Jason Scott Lee's son was one of the real reasons we wanted to rent 2 and 3 back in the day. And I remember enjoying him, but I didn't like both movies. But something has changed after all these years. But he's still fucking great. Jason Scott Lee is great as this priest hunting Dracula throughout the film. We're introduced to old Jaws himself. What's his name? Schneider is in there.
Schneider?
Roy Scheider. It's Schneider. Here we go. Me saying Schneider again. Roy Scheider, who's a blonde priest. But what's cool, if you look at his face, he's got like 2 claws. So it looks like a vamp got him.
He's not blind.
He's got scars.
He's got the salt and pepper.
I thought he was blind.
Was he?
He's blind.
Oh, I thought you said blonde.
No, blind. No, blind. Blind. No, he was blind. But it was interesting because you could see a vamp got him. But he's kind of like the overseer of Jason Scott Lee, and he sends him on the hunt, his character. But yeah, here we go. When you become a vampire, you become goofy in all of these movies. And if you guys look closely, this is the same actor for all you Walking Dead fans. He played the character of...
I don't remember.
He played the character with the tiger and the dreads. But yeah, look how young he looks right there. But yeah, we're going to find his name now because now it's bothering me. What his name is in the Walking Dead. Ezekiel. Thank you. There we go. Yeah. So it all goes to shit. But here is Billy Idol Dracula now. Keep in mind, this is supposed to be Gerard Butler Dracula. But he's Billy Idol now. He's screaming for the white wedding. And it's just not going well. So they're, once they realize, holy shit, we actually have a vampire. They have these lights on him so he can't escape. What's really hilarious is at the time when we saw this movie, we were like, this is the dumbest thing we ever seen. Me and my buddy, we were like, this is so stupid. And then later we find out, oh, that's actually part of the lore for vampires. Like if they have to untie knots. They can't, like a vamp's trying to kill you, you have some knots, they have to stop what they're doing, untie the knot, and then continue. Apparently this is in the lore. And they use that in the movie, which is hilarious. Another thing that's funny is they have to count every single pebble of sand. Is it sand? What was that?
I don't know if they were like beans or beads.
It was something.
It was like these small little whatever they were. But he had to count.
Again, vampires trying to get you.
OCD.
Throw it on the ground. They will have to stop and count every single pebble. You got to remember, at the time, long time ago, I thought this was so dumb, but it's hilarious now. But what's so funny is when they try to do it in the movie, it backfires because he counts everything before it even hits the ground. It's really entertaining. It's really funny. And, of course, we have our douchebag characters that get what they deserve. There you go. Yeah, a little blood spurt right there. What was funny about this character getting killed was when he showed up, he was like a hard ass. Like, yeah, I know how vamps are, right? And it was all, you find out later, he was in on it with Craig Sheffer. Craig Sheffer was the one that made the call to make the fake offer because Sheffer wanted to experiment so he can get healed. They do the blood transfusion thing on Sheffer. So Sheffer, for a couple of minutes, moves around and chews the scenery until he gets decapitated, and it's fucking hysterical because all you see is his head fly out of nowhere into shot, and his head is smiling. We could not stop laughing. Oh, we were like, yay, give it up for Craig, man. Give it up. That's right. That's how you use your Craigs. But yeah, the hunt still continues. Jason does do his thing, and he does take out some vamps along the way until he meets up with Billy Idol vamp here. And he has him dead to rights. They have a fight at the end. He has him, but he kind of talks him out of it, kind of confuses and distracts him, and then ends up stabbing him. But he doesn't finish the job, which was interesting. He doesn't finish him. Well, he wants him to find him. He's like, yeah, we'll continue this. I'm waiting on you. And he kind of walks out with Craig Sheffer's ex-girlfriend now, who now is, because of her getting pricked earlier, she's a full vamp now. Yeah. And Jason London's character was like in love with her. He was like super simp for her. So the movie ends on a cliffhanger. It ends with Jason Scott Lee's character is on the ground, on his knees, injured. You don't know if he's going to die. And Jason meets up with him. So it's very interesting how it just ends like that. I mean, that would have sucked if we never got a third movie. That would have been horrible. But yeah, before we move on to the third one, have a good one, John. Take care, brother. Thanks again. Whatchamacallit? The third one now, Legacy. And we are changing Dracula's again. And now Dracula is played by the great late rest in power Rutger Hauer here. Was there anything else on Dracula 2 that we were missing before we move on to 3 and end it for tonight, or what? I think we kind of covered everything, right?
Did we mention
some bad CGI here and there?
Did we mention about the hints at what Jason Scott Lee is?
No, we didn't. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, and it's never.
This is important.
It's never explained, I don't think, but they keep hinting that his character is. He's got the blood in him. He's got some vamp blood. He. I think he got it during just fighting vamps. He got injured or something like that. You see him kind of like trying to purify himself by sitting in sunlight, and it burns him. Right. But you never see him feed on anybody. No. He wears sunglasses, and especially in the third movie, you see when the sunglasses come off, you see his eyes change sometimes. Yeah. But you never really get anything fully explained. You just get hints here and there, which I thought was an interesting way to kind of tell the story. Yeah. Especially for a character that is obviously kind of, especially by the third movie, because his character barely makes any appearance, barely like shows up in the second movie. Yeah. And that was when I first watched this a long time ago. That's what I hated about it, because I was like, dude, Jason Scott Lee's like barely in this. Right. But again, I like Dracula 2 now.
like, again, I enjoyed it for what it was. You know what I mean?
Right.
But now, Dracula 3, we are here, and I have good news. Jason Scott Lee is the motherfucking star in this. You are following his character from beginning to end, and I am so happy. I was so happy when we were watching this. Jason London. Oh, we got a super chat from Uncle Baby Billy. Hey, Lady Phat, we don't see you enough. I know. We get that a lot. Thanks again for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it, man. Unfortunately his career was ruined before he started doing. Jason Scott Lee's career was ruined when he was making big budget movies in theater. Do you guys remember Jungle Book? I know there's a lot of fans for Jungle Book, but it was already kind of like on a downhill. Actually, Viking Samurai, check out David's newest. He did a video on Jason on that one. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, what's up, Red Eclipse? How you doing, brother? But yeah, I still love the guy. I'm still a huge fan of Jason. I'm still a huge fan of that guy, man. Yeah, this movie, yeah, you get him the whole film, and it's cool. I actually enjoyed his relationship with Jason this time around. Again, it feels like a real sequel. You know what I mean? Like you were saying, you know, a lot of the same actors and characters came back. What I really enjoyed about this movie is because of his kind of half vamp blood that he already has in him, word is spreading around in the religious sects that, hey, we don't know if everything's all good with your boy. So we have this scene where Roy's character kind of meets up on him. He's like, yeah, I'm hearing some things. Anything you want to tell me? He even's kind of trying to help him out. He's like, you know, you don't have to continue this crusade to go after Dracula. You know, I could set you up at a nice little, you know, church somewhere, and, you know, you could just be there for the rest of your life and live in peace. And I love what Jason Scott Lee's character says. He takes off the, what do you call it? The priest white patchy thingy, which is, I believe that's the accurate term for it. He takes it off, he hands it to him, and he goes, I don't bless babies. And then he walks away. And he just straight goes rogue, and the hunt for Dracula continues. I absolutely love that about his character. So, you know, he's tagging along. Jason London's character's tagging along because is it Elizabeth?
Yeah.
Elizabeth, right? Yeah. Elizabeth's still a vamp. She's still with Dracula, so he's trying to find her. And that's pretty much the rest of our adventure along the way. And we get some solid, there's a lot. I would say out of all three Dracula movies, this movie has the most blood, and this movie has the most action in it. I was very surprised by that. Very surprised.
And this movie felt, I think you mentioned it, this movie felt a little, I don't know if it was bigger budgeted, but it felt more open.
Yeah, because we had different locations. We were all stuck in that one location in two.
Yeah, like this one, it was like you got outdoors more, and it's just, we felt like, you know, there was a bit more of a cast in this one.
Yes.
And again, you're focused more on his character, which was the more interesting of the story anyway.
You want to talk about this character before we end up speeding to the finale there?
Her character was it was a little hard to peg. She was what was she? Was she British? Was she British?
She was a reporter. Her and her crew got caught up with the rebels and what was going on in that country out there.
Yeah, and she ended up sticking with them, and they did the hokey thing by the end where she first they separated, and then they ended up meeting back up because she, you know, wanted to stick with the rebels, and
she felt safer with them because there was rogue rampant vamps everywhere.
Yeah,
her crew's dead.
Right.
Like she's just like, because they're like, just get back on the road and drive, you'll be all right. And she's like, fuck that.
They did a really
it was a little, her character was a little rushed. It was sped rushed.
They did do an interesting parallel by the end because again, The only thing I really didn't like about the London's character was that he was full blown in love with Liz's character by this movie. And it was like, okay, fine. But he kept saying, oh, I feel so bad because I got her involved. I was like, no, this was her fault. Everything that happened in the second movie was her fault. She was the one that was like so in love with Craig Sheffer's character that she went into the whole body thing. Like she took the body. This was almost her idea. Like this was her fault.
Well, he brought up the whole, we got the call, let's get paid.
He did.
But she went along with it.
He did.
She agreed.
But
she did agree to go along with it.
She went along with everything. Like she went along with every single thing. So it's like, yeah, you said it, but she didn't hesitate. So it's like, So he had this guilt that he kept bringing it up. Okay, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
So they had this really interesting parallel. By the time he finds Liz, by the end of the film, she's like full blown vampire.
Yeah, and we have a little blood orgy going on,
right?
And it was great cinematography.
Dracula
in that scene, by the way. Great cinematography in that scene, but yeah.
Dracula has basically told him that, Liz is basically she's on the verge of going insane because she can't stand drinking human blood anymore. So she's basically just like turned into this mindless creature, and she's gonna go insane any day now. So she's just turned to like the orgy den, and that's where she hangs out all day.
Right,
and
it's fun.
So he goes to find her. And so when he finds her, he tries to like take her out, and she kind of like the whole scene. I think this is after Dracula's already.
Yeah, I was gonna lead up to that. Hold on a second.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Adam, for the super chat. Good to see you, brother. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that.
So what did you want to?
So we get some more action here and there. We even have a nice little unexpected little hallway fight with Jason Scott Lee coming out there. Some vamps try to get him. He slashes them up. Like, again, unexpected. Like, we're getting action in this. Like, this is entertaining. Like, what is happening? Remember, I was not fans of these movies at all. Like, I was like, this is kind of cool.
Right.
But we finally get to the lair, and again, I guess you can go with the Draculas can just change however they want to look for no reason. Like, they changed their appearance.
Rutger looking like he had fucking.
He decided to look old. Dracula decided
liquid latex on his face the whole time. I guess that was supposed to be because he got burned by the UV lights in the second movie.
But he healed. He healed himself. He was pretty by the end of the movie.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know why they went with that choice, but he literally looked like.
Shh. They're like, don't ask any more questions.
He looked like he had liquid latex just.
Look at that beautiful man. God, I miss Rutger, man. I love this man. But Rutger shows up and he rugs.
Yes, he does.
He rugs.
Yeah.
And it's just he chews the scenery and he has a blast.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really show up to the end, but yeah, we again unexpected. We get more action. We actually have a finale throwdown between Rugged and Jason Scott Lee. And it was edited to shit because Rutger's old, but it was still entertaining to watch because I wasn't expecting it at all, really. I wasn't expecting Rutger to swing any kind of sword at all. But it was fun for what it was. But they get the upper hand on him. They get the upper hand. He finally embraces, Jason Scott Lee's character finally embraces his vamp dark side fully. And then that's when he gets the upper hand on Dracula here and takes him out. What's his name? I keep calling him Jason Scott Lee the whole movie. What was his name?
He's got an odd name. That's why it's
Father
Uvisi.
Father Uvisi.
Ufisi. Yeah, he's got a weird name.
But now we get to one of the best scenes in the film. Again, unexpected, and we love shit like this. Keep in mind, what did we have earlier, right? Watching all of these movies in order. We had Boo. Okay, we had Boo. who was just there to go boo and then become badass and then walking off into the night.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, God damn it. I hit the wire. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Hold on,
no.
guy. You can still hear us. Hold on.
Oh, no.
Hold on. We're going to get it. Oh, no. Wrong. Oh, God. Jesus. Oh, no. Hold on. We're going to get it right. Oh, God. Oh, God. Hold on. Oh, here. Hold on, guys. We can't go to that camera. Hell no. Hold on. I'm gonna fix it. There we go. We should be good now. Jesus. This is what happens when Samurai Guy's so excited. Hey, all right, we're back.
Well, that was horrifying.
It was horrifying. Well, my side of it though. Oh my goodness. Catching up to the con. Hey, Kevin, what's going on, man? Good to see you guys. Yes. Yeah, love you guys. Oh, see? It's right. That's why you guys got to show up to live Q&As. We love hanging out with you guys. Beard Cam. All right. So we've been watching these movies in order, and all the female leads have kind of been garbage.
Yeah.
So Boo showed up, went Boo, and then became badass because in Dracula 2000, she was just there, and she was the key to everything and the chosen one, and then easily killed Dracula at the end of the movie and conveniently lived because this one,
so
Dracula 2, she had good intentions,
right,
but she had a douchebag of a boyfriend,
and she got turned into a vampire.
However, go ahead. You can talk about one of the best unexpected scenes in this movie.
We had a really interesting parallel go down. We had Jason Scott Lee's character have a little bit of chemistry with the reporter.
He misses you.
I miss you guys too.
Yeah.
We had Jason Scott Lee's character have a little bit of chemistry and have a little bit of a moment with the reporter chick.
A couple of moments throughout the movie, yes.
There was a scene where he is he's doing the
sunbathing.
Yeah, and he's always done it by himself. He does it by himself in the second movie. He does it by himself in the third movie. And at one point, the reporter chick sees him doing it, and it's clearly very, very painful. You're burning the blood out of yourself, and she goes up to him, and she can clearly see that it's causing him distress and pain, and she holds him after the fact. And there's
didn't he kind of also hint to that it's not working anymore, it's not lasting like it usually is,
probably
something like that.
And they kind of have a couple of moments throughout. They have they have a little bit of chemistry going on. And she has that moment where she wants to see his eyes, and she's like, oh shit, sorry, I didn't mean to, when she sees that, oh damn, there's something else going on with his eyes. And so by the end of the movie, she gets taken hostage, right?
Okay, Dracula gets her.
So she gets taken hostage, she gets stabbed in the side, she's dying, she's bleeding out, and he obviously has the blood in him. So does he have the power to turn somebody into a vampire? Does he have that?
Jason, right?
Yeah. Uffizi. Does he have that ability to turn somebody? Does he have the will to turn somebody?
Right.
Does he have the ability to act on those vampire urges? Well, in the meantime, you've got the Liz parallel, who has, even though we haven't seen it, we've only been told it, because these movies can only do so much. They're straight to video, they're low budget. But we've been told that she has been consumed by the bloodlust, and she has gone crazy. She doesn't want to drink human blood anymore. She's gone nuts. And she actually assists in killing Dracula. She stabs him.
She helps out. Jason wasn't looking too good there.
Right.
She stabs him, and then he goes full embrace the dark side vamp, and then takes him out.
Right. And she then takes his sword.
Yeah.
And she walks out of the room with it, and she hands it off to
London's character. Yeah.
And she's like, I can't do it. I'm gonna need you to kind of help me out here. And of course he's like, why you gotta do that to me, bruh? And she's like, because that's how these things work in these movies. We can't just do this. I can't kill myself.
This is the actual script. It's the actual dialogue.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on, bro. Help me out.
Come on, bro.
And so you've got these parallel scenes where she's like, please don't let me die. But in the other scene, you've got the reporter chick, please don't let me die. Right. So you've got, please kill me.
Right.
Please don't let me die. And it's literally being edited back and forth.
Yeah, it's really good.
It was some interesting shit.
Very unexpected.
So you've got her being killed, and you don't know what happens to the reporter chick at first. And
hold on. Oh. Hold on. But this scene was important because they actually went through with it. Because I thought we were going to get some lovey bullshit that all of these movies before this has had. Some bullshit lovey-dovey because we got a dovey-lovey. And she maybe turns Jason into London here into a vamp, and they live happily ever after, and they walk off into the darkness or whatever. But no. She hands him the sword. She begs him to do it, and he decapitates her. And I turned to you and I was like, wow, they actually went through with it. I was like, dude, this movie, wow.
Yeah.
They actually went through with it.
Right.
So by default, she's the best female lead in all three of these Dracula movies, including Queen of the Damned, which is unrelated.
Right.
But by default. And then we get an ending that I was hoping was going to happen. Again, unexpected. I loved the shit out of it. Did you like the ending? I loved it. I was like cheering. I was like, yes.
So at first you don't really know what happens.
Because he's just holding the reporter.
Right. And
London's depressed, sad. He just killed the love of his life.
London's like, hey, sun's coming up. We got to get going.
He walked up to his girlfriend and said, there can only be one. And then he took a swing and left. He just walked outside the castle.
And he goes to Uffizi. He's like, hey, sun's coming up. We got to get going. And he's like, I'll be out in a minute. And London goes outside, and he walks outside. He kind of like looks behind him, and he just kind of walks.
He's waiting, and he's kind of like,
and then he just kind of walks away because he doesn't.
Jason says I'll be a minute.
Right.
He tells him I'll be a minute.
And he never walks. He never comes out. Uffizi never comes out, and so London just kind of walks away, and
camera goes back up inside.
A part of me thought it was really goofy because of the way it was framed, because it basically is just Uffizi on Dracula's throne with the girl draped over.
This is fucking, look at this shot. This is fucking dope.
Draped over.
Come on, this is fucking dope.
His lap. Yes. And then lady
and the camera zooms in,
opens her eyes and looks dead ass at the camera.
What zooms in on his face.
But she opens her eyes and looks directly at the camera.
It's fucking dope.
That was the part where I was like,
sorry, our cats are having fun.
The heathen has awoken.
No, Gizmo's awake.
Of course he's awake.
No, we're going to have to let him out at some point.
The heathen has awoken.
I thought it was dope. I thought it was fucking dope.
Yeah,
go ahead.
That part was a little like, did you have to stare down the barrel of the camera, lady? But obviously they were trying to make a statement.
I missed that. Now when I rewatch it, now I'm going to laugh now. Because I was so like, oh, Jason embraced the dark side. Jason, the legacy continues.
I kind of felt
Jason's on the pimp on the throne. Let's go.
I kind of felt like.
Now I'm going to laugh looking at her face.
I kind of felt like Uffizi had been through so much shit. But I also kind of felt like I wanted.
What was his alternative though? Kill himself?
That's what I'm saying. It's like I kind of felt like I wanted more from that character. But it's like if that's all we were going to get from that character, I was kind of glad that that's how it ended.
Right.
There was really no other way for that particular short.
That's going to be my new Facebook cover now. I'm just going to put that up on there. Jason, you're still the man, son. You are still the fucking man. I would love to interview you. Yes, I would love to. He's like, where's my gang? He wants the t-shirts of all the cats.
They're evil siblings.
Yeah. So again, better character development with the best character. Very interesting, very unexpected moments in this movie. Rudger had more personality in 2 minutes than Billy Idol vampire the whole movie of Dracula 2.
Yeah.
And we get some more action in this one. We get what you think is the sappy love story ends violently, and it ends how it should fucking end. And then we get a little cherry on top with Jason Scott Lee being the Dark Knight pimp prince. Okay? Fuck it. I literally think Dracula 3 is a good movie. I think it's a good movie. For a straight-to-video, DVD, low-budget movie sequel, I think Dracula 3 is good. I think it's actually a pretty good movie. So for what it is, I enjoyed it. What else we got up in here? Ethan has a Woken shirt. Oh shit! Alex Chung in the house. What's going on, brother? It's 4 a.m., but happy to drop in. Hey, it's good to see you, man. Is it JSL? What is it? Oh yeah, Jason Scott Lee, man. We just pretty much finished up talking about these vampire movies. It is Vampire Schlock Fridays. Oh, we got Yash here. Metal to the core. That's right. Oh my goodness, I'm catching up here. Let's see. I recognize that look towards the cats. What are you guys doing over there? All right. Oh my goodness. Yeah, what's going on? Yeah. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, brother. But yeah, 4 for 4. I did not see that coming at all. I did not. I expected a lot of pain and suffering and hate.
Yeah.
After watching these, while watching these movies and afterwards, feeling like we wasted our life.
Yeah.
Which we might have done if we did give in and finally watch The Flash. But we're still going to watch it. We're still going to watch it, and we'll still talk about it.
Yeah, you know what we found is I've noticed that time tends to soften the blow of expectation.
Look at that. Listen, you guys hear that? One more time.
That's my personal.
One more time.
That's my personal experience. Lately,
can you say it one more time?
Lately, I've noticed that time tends to soften the blow of expectation. There are movies that I have had like high hopes for back in the day.
Yeah.
That I hated.
Yeah.
And that's not all the time. That's
not all the time. There's still movies we still hate.
Yes.
Or not very fond of.
There are some movies that it's just tempered. It's just tempered over time. And it's also I think personalities have changed. I think our sense of humor. We've gotten a lot older. Sense of humor is different. Sense of humor has changed. My expectations have changed over time. My ability to stomach certain media has changed.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain films that I can just watch now that I find entertaining now that I just wouldn't have found entertaining as a 20-year-old. There are movies that I would have rolled my eyes at 20 years ago that now I can just laugh my ass off because I just think they're hysterical now. And I think that's great. Yeah. I think it's great to find entertainment from something that I just wouldn't have given the time of day to 20 years ago. I think that's great. Even if it's not a great film, at least I can find something fun from it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now,
if there's no fun to be found, then that's a different story.
And I think that's
if there's no entertainment to be found anywhere, then it's a problem.
And I think that's something that I'm finding I don't have the patience for with a lot of movies these days, is that there is just, and I don't know, maybe if I survive 20 years from now, I'll look back and I'll be like, I just took it too seriously. I don't know. But movies, there's just such a machine-like approach to the way movies are made now. There's just no heart. There's no heart anymore. Not that there was a heart to the way Queen of the Damned was made. There was no heart to the way that was made. That was literally, we are running out.
We're gonna lose the rights.
We're gonna lose the rights. Anne Rice can.
Oh no! Fuck this movie. No, we will not. We will not. No,
There you go. There you go. That's there you go.
We will hate Hellfest.
There's a way certain movies are made that I have no patience for. I just don't have patience for.
Yeah. And there's some good movies. There's some great movies that are being made now. There's stuff out there.
Yeah.
And movies are subjective, you know. People are probably loving you know, they probably given the Blue Beetle and other, you know, movies like that. They're probably giving it 10 out of 10 stars, perfect scores. You know, those people enjoy it. That's all that matters, right? But I don't know, we've just kind of gotten tired. We just kind of gotten tired with a lot of the big budget AAA mainstream movies that are out there, and they either suck or they're mid.
Yeah.
And the last thing we want to do is keep spending hard-earned money, you know, to go be disappointed or mad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We'd rather sit at home and just tons of streaming services and Blu-rays.
Kevin, it's been almost 20 years and I still hate Avatar. So no,
that will never change.
It's not gonna happen.
No slight on people who like it, but no.
I never said there's anything wrong.
No, remember the review we did with Rob wasn't that long ago. That was like what, a year and a half ago.
That's what I'm saying.
So we gave Avatar a shot. We were like, let's do it.
I not only
Oh God, what's happening?
I not only gave Avatar another chance, I found new ways to hate that movie. Yeah, do it. I found new reasons to find that movie dumb. So there you go. There you go. No, I will never.
Can I have a kiss? Can you redeem popping me in the face earlier?
That was an accident, and don't ever call yourself ugly again.
It's a joke.
It wasn't funny.
Can I get a kiss? Thank you.
Meh. I meant to smack your arm.
It's all right. If I have a black eye next time you guys see me, you know what happened. I'll harm you. Joe Besser, you. That's why you guys are here. But this was fun. This was a great idea because you know how time goes by and movies start to, you forget that they're not as fresh. If we waited a couple of more weeks before getting to this, that's why it was either tonight or
it wasn't going to happen.
It wasn't going to happen.
This was a last minute decision. Right before I went to work.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I was like,
let's do it. Yeah. Well, we love hanging out with you guys and talking movies anyway. We love making you guys laugh. We love what you guys make us laugh. You guys you be cracking us up in the chat comments. I was not blushing. I don't know what he's talking about. Oh man. I'd rather watch Red Notice. Oh my goodness. Here we go. There is a conveyor belt feel with movies these days. The same type of movie being churned out, but look at the low budget in like the Terrifier films. You can feel the love and the fun. Yeah. Let's see here.
I can't argue.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because we're actually not alone. And sometimes because of our personalities and the way we view things, we kind of feel like we're in the minority. And I think a lot of times we are in the minority with certain things.
Yeah, no, we
which
are.
Is fine. But we've been seeing more and more content creators and a lot of people that are they're watching older movies. You know, they watch older films. They're like enjoying and discovering. Like we just got done. We went all the way back. We were watching movies from the 80s, early 90s, 70s recently. And we've actually gone back to like the 50s. I think Wages of Fear was I think it was the 50s that came out. We're like going back. And I know there's some there's good movies today too, but I'm seeing a trend recently. I came across, I don't watch him all the time, but I came across Tyrone Magnus. Everybody knows who he is. And he was, I think he was watching Critical Drinker video, or he was watching Nerdrotic or something like that. He was reacting to it. And he paused it. And he said, you know what? I'm going to start a brand new channel. All I'm going to do is go back to older movies I haven't seen and experience them for the first time, and I'm going to review them. That came out of nowhere. I was like, oh my God, did Tyrone Magnus just say that? But I'm seeing that more and more, with content creators and people in general, not everyone, but it's interesting, especially the older we've gotten. Again, like you nailed it earlier, saying movies we would originally roll our eyes at being younger. Like my dad used to always, try to show me older movies. And I'm like, when I was young, I was like, oh God, here we go, another old movie, and now I'm watching these same movies. I was like, oh God, he's going to show me another Charles Bronson movie. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. And now I love motherfucking Charles Bronson.
We've been wanting
it's so funny how that happens.
We've been wanting to go back and watch the two early 2000s Charlie's Angels movies. Because
for good schlock purposes.
And again, those are two movies that I know for a fact that me in my 20s would never have watched, because I would have taken it too seriously and I would have been like, this is stupid. But now I know my sense of humor. Yeah. I know I can watch that and have a good chuckle and be like, this is so dumb, it's hilarious. I know I can take that type of movie now with a sense of humor. Yeah. But that's my sense of humor now. I didn't have that sense of humor 20 some odd years ago. Yeah. But that's the thing with time, is that I know what my sensibilities are now. Whereas, 30, 20 years ago, I just didn't have it in me. Now it's like, I want to be entertained in a different way. It's like, now it's just like,
and this kind of stuff doesn't help.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't help.
It's
things.
Just movies. I want, it's like I think we've gone back. I think 2023, we have gone back and backpedaled more this year than in any time period. And like, we went back 30 years and watched all of DS9 this year.
Yeah. Star Trek,
this year.
Yeah. Oh God, we meant to do a video on that.
Yeah. But
hopefully we do one day.
We've been watching like movies from like the 80s. Like every weekend we're watching movies from our library that are old. Yeah. Like we're watching.
Finally getting through our stuff.
We're picking at the fucking Highlander series from the 90s. Yeah. Like we're watching stuff that's older that we either haven't seen in years or that we just haven't watched before. That's just older. Like we just there's just so many things that are coming out now that just don't interest us right now, because it's just, we know what it is. We already know it's either stuff that's from an existing franchise that we know is crap.
Right.
Or it just doesn't look interesting.
Or we do give something recent a shot and we end up loving it, and then it ends up disappointing us by the end. Barry.
And that is why,
and we're just like, God damn it.
Even shows that I have been ride or die for.
Yes, fucking Barry.
What We Do in the Shadows is disappointing me now.
This most recent season feels off.
And this is why
there's something odd about it.
This is why I just don't. This is why it's so hard for me to commit to shows anymore.
Yeah. Recent shows. Yeah. It's hard.
Yeah. It's like, it's so hard for me to just.
I'm petting Savannah down here.
Oh, hey, pumpkin butt.
She said, I need to be petted, sir.
What you doing, pumpkin?
Right at this moment.
Come here, you. You want to come say
But see,
hi?
That's what the beauty of cinema is all about, right?
Come say hi.
We can all experience movies from, every decade, right? And discover something new. This generation, they're going to get older, and then they're going to come back and watch older movies from the 90s and stuff.
They might.
I hope they appreciate it.
I don't.
But I know. But again, as long as you're enjoying what you're watching and discovering new things, or watching something bad, but you can laugh at it and enjoy it for what it is. That's what it's all about. That's what this channel is all about. That's what this community, Movie Dojo Army is all about. Is talking about movies, experiencing them, talking about our experiences. You let us know about your experiences. Even if we agree to disagree, it's fun. It's all meant to be a good time. And, I know sometimes it sounds like a negative thing, like, movies today kind of suck, right? But no, it's like, you can find value. You can find stuff today. If you just got to look for it. You don't have to blindly accept everything that's mainstream, that's 5 billion TV spots and has 5 billion trailers before the trailers. You don't have to just blindly, well, I guess that's all the movie that's out this week, and I guess I gotta go see it. Go see it if you really want to go see it. Go see it if you are interested in it, you know? And if it doesn't interest you, who gives a shit if it's fucking popular? Who cares? Watch what you want to watch. Enjoy this medium. Enjoy this art, you know, this craft, you know. And I guess I know you're tired. I guess we can end it here. And scene. Well,
the old people rants have ended.
The old people rants. Hey, again, we went back to the 50s, and I found some enjoyment. But yeah, you know, if we find something recent, something that came out this year that we really loved, you'll hear it. Believe me, you'll hear about it for sure. But hey, love you guys. Thanks again for hanging out with us, talking vampire schlock on a late Friday night. That's a Saturday morning right now. What was going on? Oh no, I'm right there. I'm way ahead of you. I got to end it with that. You know, I got to end it with that. But yes, Finn. Yeah. Or it's fun. There you go. There you go. Love you guys. You guys are awesome. Hey, if you're new here, thanks again for watching and hanging out with us knuckleheads. See me get beat up on camera live. That's right. And hopefully we made your day. We made you laugh. And we'll see you guys on the next one. But yeah, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. The newest Off the Shelf episode is has been uploaded for the channel members and patrons. I reviewed One Arm Boxer and Chinese Boxer. It is hilarious and fun. Make sure you guys check it out. And yeah, more content coming next week. More interviews, more cool stuff. We'll see you guys on the next one. And we can't end it. We can't just end it. We got to end it right. Let's end it like this, baby. All right, guys, take care.